Kylian Mbappe criticises PSG use of image rights in season ticket video. It's not Kylian Saint Germain. Kylian Mbappe has criticized Paris Saint Germain for not gaining his permission to use an interview with him in a video promoting season tickets for the 2023-24 campaign, adding that the club are not Kylian Saint Germain. The 24-year-old forward provides the voiceover for the promotional video via an interview conducted at the Parc des Princes. Mbappe claims the interview was framed as a basic interview at a club marketing day, and that he was not informed about what it would be used for. "I have just taken part in the viewing of the club's renewal campaign for the 23-24 season," Mbappe wrote on his Instagram story. "At no time was I informed of the content of the interview with my interviewer. It looked like a basic interview at a club marketing day. I don't agree with this video posted. That's why I fight for individual image rights. PSG is a big club and a big family, but it is certainly not Kylian Saint Germain." There was an internal approval issue on video content for club season ticket holders. On Thursday afternoon, PSG held a call with the Mbappe's entourage to explain the problem and clear up any misunderstandings. Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United ramp up Alexis Mac Allister chase. Brighton and Hove Albion midfielder Alexis Mac Allister has been linked with Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United. Alexis Mac Allister has been a key player for Brighton and Hove Albion in the Premier League, and he recently helped his country win the World Cup. According to Cesar Luis Merlo, Arsenal, Liverpool and Manchester United are keen on signing the 24-year-old and have now stepped up their interest in the World Cup winner. Mac Allister has proven his quality in the Premier League, and he could prove to be a quality acquisition for all three Premier League clubs. Meanwhile, recent reports have suggested that the Argentine international is ready to leave Brighton. Arsenal need to add more quality in the middle of the park, and Mac Allister will add creativity and control to the side. He could be a partner for Thomas Partey and help the Gunners dominate the midfield more often. Meanwhile, Liverpool are in desperate need of midfield reinforcements with players like Naby Keita and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain set to leave the club as free agents. Mac Allister would be an upgrade on both midfielders and he could improve Liverpool immensely. Recent reports suggested that the Reds have stepped up their efforts to sign the 24-year-old. Harry Kane torn apart again by Everton boss Sean Dyche over Abdoulaye Doucoure red card. Sean Dyche has brutally mocked Harry Kane for a second time after Abdoulaye Doucoure's red card during Everton's 1-1 draw with Tottenham on Monday, joking he thought the Tottenham frontman had snapped an eyelash. The straight-talking Toffees boss was borderline disgusted with Kane's antics after the England captain collapsed to the turf following contact from Doucoure's hand. While it's clear the Frenchman was rightfully dismissed, Kane's antics have since been questioned within football circles, with many feeling as though he did not need to go to ground. Now Dyche has stuck the knife in for a second time, telling reporters, "I thought at one point he, Harry Kane, might have snapped an eyelash, which would have been tragic." Abdoulaye certainly didn't have to speak to the group to say anything. The comments follow Dyche's immediate post-match reaction, in which the Everton boss questioned Kane's desire to crash into a challenge with Demarai Gray, which seemed to cause the incident. "And the sending off, all I will say is that you can't raise your hands. It's as simple as that. I couldn't understand why Harry went for the challenge because the referee had blown the whistle for the foul on Demarai Gray," Dyche said. Todd Boehly breaks silence on Frank Lampard's Chelsea return. Chelsea News as co-owner Todd Boehly reacts to the appointment of Frank Lampard as the club's new boss following the sacking of Graham Potter after the 2-0 defeat to Aston Villa. Todd Boehly has warmly welcomed Frank Lampard back to Stamford Bridge as caretaker manager until the end of the season. The club's all-time top scorer replaces Bruno Salter in the role. The decision to bring Lampard back in, after he was sacked by Roman Abramovich in 2021, comes with Graham Potter being dismissed from the head coach role on Sunday following the 2-0 defeat to Aston Villa. Potter's position came untenable after the Blues dropped into the bottom half of the table despite Boehly and co spending over £600 million on new signings since their takeover in May 2022. The former Brighton man was handed a 5-year contract in September but only lasted 7 months before having his tenure at SW6 cut short. Lampard's appointment on a temporary basis now gives the club more time to streamline their process of finding a new permanent head coach. Upon the announcement of Lampard's return, Boehly and co-owner Abdoulaye wrote, "We are delighted to welcome Frank back to Stamford Bridge. Frank is a Premier League Hall of Famer and a legend at this club. As we continue our thorough and exhaustive process for a permanent head coach, we want to provide the club and our fans with a clear and stable plan for the remainder of the season. We want to give ourselves every chance of success, and Frank has all of the characteristics and qualities we need to drive us to the finish line." Guardiola could be having a secret relationship with Gerard Piqué's girlfriend. Gerard Piqué's separation from Shakira divided the world into two distinct sections. The Spanish defender, who had cheated on his partner at the time, did not show much remorse over his actions after a bottle of jam became his undoing. Now, Sport brings headlining news that adds a major twist to the love triangle between Piqué, Shakira, and the centre-back's new partner Clara Chia. According to the Spanish outlet, Chia has not been faithful to the former Barcelona player either. The media find that she could have a secret relationship with Pep Guardiola, the former coach of FC Barcelona. Guardiola is said to know Chia because his children went to the same school as her. The triangle of infidelity continues to expand and include names one could have never imagined. It is however said that Chia's affair with Guardiola was to get even with Piqué, who went behind her back with a young lawyer. There do not seem to be any problems between the couple in their public appearances or social media posts, but one knows that the world of the internet seldom represents reality. The World Cup winner interestingly talked on Gerard Romero's stream earlier this week about people's infatuation with approval and the need for a braver and more open-minded community. Man United jump above Arsenal as most fined Premier League club after latest FA punishment. Manchester United have overtaken Arsenal as the most fined Premier League side this season, having paid out a whopping £202,000 to the Football Association. United were slapped with a £65,000 fine on Thursday for surrounding the referee to appeal for a penalty in their chaotic 3-1 win over Fulham last month. Erik ten Hag's side were punished after admitting a charge of failing to conduct themselves in an orderly fashion in the 71st minute of the game after Willian handballed to prevent Jadon Sancho's shot from going in. After United's protests, Willian was shown the red card, while Aleksandar Mitrovic and manager Marco Silva were also dismissed in furious scenes. United have now also been punished for their part in the chaos. England topped Brazil in dramatic penalty kick shootout to claim first ever women's finalissima. England and Brazil kicked off the April international window with high drama at Wembley Stadium. England and Brazil needed penalties to determine the first ever winners of the inaugural women's edition of the finalissima on Thursday, with Lionesses winning on penalty kicks. The European champions and Copa America title holders met at Wembley and played to a 1-1 scoreline in regulation and went straight to penalties to decide the winners. Chloe Kelly delivered the match-winning penalty for the hosts to earn them yet another trophy. The competition, a quadrennial one-off match initially founded in 1985 between CONMEBOL and UEFA for men's national teams, was announced in 2022 as part of a renewed partnership between the two federations. Both England and Brazil are ranked number 4 and number 9 respectively. They are reigning champions of their home continents and have expectations to lift a World Cup this summer at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. The first men's edition since 1993 was played last year as Argentina defeated Italy, 3-0. Juve given one-match partial stadium ban for racist abuse aimed at Lukaku. Juventus have been given a one-match partial stadium ban after their supporters racially abused Inter striker Romelu Lukaku. Lukaku was targeted by opposition fans before and after scoring a penalty in the 5th minute of added time to earn Inter a 1-1 draw in Tuesday's Coppa Italia semi-final first leg. The Belgium international was issued a second yellow card for putting his fingers to his lips to silence the Allianz Stadium crowd. Serie A announced on Thursday that Juve must close the lower tier of the South Stand for their next home league game, which is against Napoli on April 23. The judge overseeing the case stated that the majority of the 5,034 spectators in that stand were guilty of racially abusing Lukaku. Milan not distracted by upcoming Champions League clash with Napoli. Stefano Pioli says Milan are fully focused on their Serie A clash with Empoli, and not distracted by their upcoming Champions League quarter-final against Napoli. The Rossoneri host the runaway league leaders in the first leg on Wednesday, but face Empoli at San Siro on Friday prior to that huge encounter. Milan sit third in Serie A after their impressive 4-0 win at Napoli on Sunday, though with Inter, Roma and Atalanta all within 3 points of them in a tight race for the top 4. Eddie Howe surprised by Callum Wilson and Joe Linton impact v West Ham. Eddie Howe rotated his Newcastle United side against West Ham on Wednesday night, and was made to look like an absolute genius by Callum Wilson and Joe Linton. There were 2 changes to the Newcastle team that beat Manchester United. Wilson replaced Alexander Isak, while Joe Linton came in for Joe Willock. Howe made 2 brave decisions, and they both paid off massively. It didn't take long either, with both Wilson and Joe Linton on the scoresheet within 13 minutes. By the final whistle it was 5-1, and the incoming duo had scored a brace each. Wilson celebrated his first with the Macarena, while Joe Linton endured an agonizing VAR check for offside. They then scored again in the second half, securing an emphatic victory for the Magpies. Liverpool could sign next Ronaldo for bargain $46 million transfer fee amid Brazil legend's approval. Liverpool's recruitment chiefs will likely look to transform the club's ailing squad this summer, and the chance to sign one of the world's biggest emerging talents may prove hard to resist. There is no doubt that Liverpool has been below par this season, with Jurgen Klopp's side having failed to reach the heights of previous years. Winning the race for a wonder kid who has been compared with Ronaldo could go some way to lifting the gloom at Anfield this summer though. The Red squad will likely undergo major surgery in the upcoming transfer window as the club's recruitment chiefs look to arrest the slide following an inconsistent campaign, with the most pressing concerns likely to be in midfield and the center of defense. That said, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like and share. See you again with more news. Bye for now.